Welcome back. The city of Venice is once again defending the quality of its drinking water.
Last month, a website reported that Venice has poor quality drinking water, citing a state report, but the city disputes all of that. ABC 7's Christopher Brantley is joining us live from Venice with why these concerns keep popping up. Christopher.
Getting that study has been a bit of a challenge, according to the city's mayor, John Hollick. In an email, he accuses the city manager of ignoring city council members' requests for an independent analysis of the water quality. The city manager tells us he wasn't ignoring the requests. He was concerned about spending public dollars on an independent test, the results of which he says will prove the water is fine. This all stems from a report released by an independent website which stated Venice's water was among the worst in the state and had high amounts of violations.
I think if you go to the keepers of our regulatory data, and that is DEP in the state of Florida, and that's not EPA, it's the Florida Department of Environmental Protection, you'll find our official records, and they do not show that we are in violation.
The report caused confusion in Northport as well, which reported normal, safe drinking water numbers. It's important to note the website which released the report does try to sell you drinking water filters.
Let's face it, drinking water is perhaps our most important fundamental item for our health and human welfare.
We spoke to several city council members by phone on Wednesday. All but one indicated an outside report might be best, but that doesn't stop the concern about the spending of money on this report.
We're negotiating with some folks to nail that down, what the scope of that work might be in the price. I suspect it's going to be at least several $1,000s.
The city manager and the assistant city manager insist they're not trying to cover anything up and maintain that they're worried about the public's money.
If we need to go the extra mile to prove to everybody that, hey, we are not in violation, our water's safe to drink, we probably ought to consider doing that.
The mayor that was ABC 7's Christopher Brantley reporting, and the mayor has requested an official update on this matter for next week's city council meeting. Another point the city wanted to make is that the water is already tested every day by an independent lab.
A 15-year-old boy from Osprey is in All Children's Hospital in St. Petersburg tonight after he was hit by a car while riding his bike near Pineview School. Troopers say the teen was riding the bike along Old Venice Road around 7 o'clock this morning. The teen then crossed the road into the northbound traffic and a car hit him. Troopers say there's no crosswalk where the accident happened. The teen was not wearing a helmet and was seriously injured. A follow-up now on whether troopers with the Florida Highway Patrol actually have quotas. The head of the Florida agency that oversees the FHP insists troopers do not have ticket quotas. Terry Rhodes told Governor Rick Scott and members of the state cabinet that her agency is reminding all supervisors that quotas are not allowed. She also says the reminder is being added to the Highway Patrol's training materials. Rhodes is making the changes after it was reported that a major of a troop in Tallahassee had sent an email requesting 2 citations each hour.
The state of Florida is taking official steps to protest the current government of Venezuela. Governor Rick Scott and the 2 other trustees who help him oversee Florida's roughly $150 billion pension plan voted to bar the state from making investments that could support the regime of President Nicolas Maduro. But Scott's proposal will not have much of an immediate impact. Florida's pension plan doesn't currently invest in any companies or securities that are controlled or owned by Venezuela.
I stand firmly with the Venezuelan people in demanding absolute freedom and democracy now. The policy before you today is a huge step in the right direction and will ensure that future SBA investments will not benefit the Maduro regime.
Governor Scott hasn't named or targeted any individual companies.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, we'll take an in-depth look at major job creators on the Suncoast. Tervis Tumbler, the maker of glassware, employs 700 people in Venice. 30% of the company's workers have been there for more than 5 years, and 40% are millennials. Tervis is able to keep many of its employees because it offers so many benefits. Half of the workers at Venice-based PGT, which makes windows and doors, have been there for more than 5 years.
When we think about the average of, like, say, our experienced worker, they can be anywhere from $12 to $14 an hour, that as a wage, if you will, in that area if they've been here for a while.
Tonight we'll take a look at how those companies have been able to grow so expansively right here on the Suncoast.
Sarasota's comedic daredevil Bello Knock will learn tonight if fans are giving him a second chance. Bello and his famous high hair were back on the show America's Got Talent last night, performing the Wheel of Death. It was a surprise appearance because he was presumably eliminated from the show 2 weeks ago after he was shot out of a cannon and flew over a helicopter. But Bello ended up earning a wild card spot thanks to Judge Simon Cowell. Now it's up to the viewer votes, which will be revealed tonight during the show. So we'll see if he makes it to the next round.
We're rooting for him.
Hope so. Hope the viewers called in. And I mean, his stunts are pretty impressive. I know there's a lot of impressive people on that show, but I hope he makes it.
Yeah. He won over Simon, which is
That's
not easy
what I
to
was
do.
thinking. If that's the person you're winning over, that's probably a good
That's
sign.
a good thing, yeah.
Well, heading over to First Alert, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan, he has our forecast.
There's a lot of chatter on social media last night, too, about his performance, and just looking in a little bit, seeing the crowd standing ovation for him during that performance. So congratulations there. Hopefully everything works out. We have some showers around this afternoon, showing up a little bit more so than we've seen, but not as much as we normally see during this time of year. So had some heavier rain earlier near Northport. That has since moved on west of Inglewood, and this storm not moving much at all. It's producing some locally heavy rainfall. There's some outflow boundaries still around, so we'll keep a chance for a few scattered showers, especially along this one as it makes its way to the northwest right now. As far as rainfall goes, there was spotty. We had a few morning showers near Lakewood Ranch and late morning, early afternoon. Also up in northwest Braden near Palmasola, Palmetto getting a little bit of rainfall, but right there by Port Charlotte, 2.5 inches of rainfall in just a short period of time, and over an inch in northwestern portions of DeSoto County. Currently out in Sarasota Bay, it's flat, calm out there. Water temperatures in the low 90s and some high clouds around. 88 degrees, a heat index at 97, and the pressure 30.06 inches. That is high, and it's holding steady right now. The forecast through this evening calling for a few showers and a possible thunderstorm up until about 9 o'clock, and staying warm too. Low 80s, and in the tropics, we have the strongest storm of the season thus far in the Atlantic Basin. This is Gert with a well-defined eye. We'll have much more on the tropics coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. A couple in California is in danger of being deported after being in the United States for 20 years. The two have held jobs, paid taxes, and stayed out of legal trouble for 2 decades, and they have 4 children. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez explains why they may now be forced out of the country.
Emotionally, I'm devastated.
A devastating day, Maria Mendoza Sanchez says she's known could come since she and her husband Eusebio came to the United States 23 years ago from Mexico illegally with their daughter. Since then, they had 3 more children, paid taxes, stayed out of legal trouble, and worked, Maria, as a registered nurse. Factors they thought would help their plea to stay in this country. And they did for a while. The Obama administration allowed them to remain here in California on a year-to-year basis. But now, with an increase in deportations under the Trump administration, they are now being forced to leave the country tonight.
I cry alone at night thinking about it.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement saying in a statement, the courts have consistently held that neither of these individuals has a legal basis to remain in the U.S., while ICE continues to prioritize its enforcement resources to focus on individuals who pose a threat to national security, public safety, and border security. ICE will not exempt classes or categories of removable aliens from potential enforcement.
No man, no wall, sanctuary.
That enforcement now happening after a failed fight and unanswered pleas to President Trump.
He loves his kids very much and his grandchildren too. How will he feel if all in a sudden, something will happen to let's say Ivanka?
And the couple's 3 daughters, ages 16, 21, and 23, will stay here in California while they and their 12-year-old son fly to Mexico. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Now to new developments surrounding a Florida man accused of plotting to bomb a Jewish center during Passover. James Medina of Hollywood pleaded guilty today to a federal hate crime and a charge of attempting to use a weapon of mass destruction. Authorities say Medina admitted to planning the attack at the Aventura Turnberry Jewish Center. He was arrested last year after approaching the center with a fake bomb provided by an undercover FBI informant. FBI recordings show Medina allegedly supported the Islamic State terrorist group and claimed an obligation to attack Jews in the U.S.
Former President Obama is making history on social media. He now has the most liked tweet in history. Following the violence in Charlottesville on Saturday, the former president tweeted a picture of him smiling at a group of children from different racial backgrounds, accompanied by a quote from Nelson Mandela, the former president of South Africa. He sent 2 other tweets later, but this one got the most response. And as of today, it's been retweeted 1.4 million times and has more than 3.5 million likes. That's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot. Sweet photo, too.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight.
If you are neurotic, and don't worry, or maybe do, because why overstressing may actually be good for your health.
The Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio charmed us all and crippled the competition. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wanna-Be Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
I heard about the Dotole Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotole Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
No theater lover's bucket list is complete without the classic black comedy Arsenic and Old Lace. 2 adorable old ladies who just happen to poison their tenants and bury them in their basement. Fun and farcical, this hilarious play is heating up the summer at the Players Center from August 9th through the 20th. Call 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. You'll die laughing when you see Arsenic and Old Lace.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Alfa Romeo got a lot right with the Giulia, but the handling alone is sufficient reason to get one. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Tonight, there's another unfortunate turn in the nation's opioid epidemic. According to a new study from the CDC, teenagers are dying from opioid overdoses at a rising rate. Researchers looked at overdose deaths from 1999 to 2015. After teen deaths peaked in 2007, there was a period of time that teen deaths were declining or stable. But 2015 brought bad news. Opioid overdose deaths among teens rising by approximately 20%. While heroin had the highest rates of death, other opioids like fentanyl killed teens as well.
If you are an anxious, stressed out worrier with neurotic tendencies, you may actually have one less thing to worry about. As Kim Hutcherson tells us, a new study argues that being a little neurotic may actually keep you alive a little longer.
Negative thinking is a hallmark of neurotic behavior, which is usually associated with stress, anxiety, depression, and obsessive compulsions. Conventional wisdom is that this behavior will negatively influence your health and could shorten your life. But researchers at the University of Southampton think there's a link between neurosis and longevity. They found something odd while looking at the self-reported health and behavioral data from more than 500,000 residents of the United Kingdom. People who rated their own health poorly and reported higher levels of neuroticism had a lower likelihood of premature death. Even stranger, researchers found neurotic people aren't necessarily taking better care of themselves. They're more likely to smoke and drink alcohol, and they don't always eat their fruits and veggies. So what's the link? The team concluded neurotic people are more vigilant about their health. While the data is limited and the scientific link between neurosis and longevity is slim, seeing your healthcare provider regularly is key to a long life. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Well, this was a shot that I saw out this morning out in the Gulf of Mexico, this towering cumulonimbus. This from Janet, again, taking this nice photo, as you can see right there. And then this one was down in Venice. Same shot, same cloud, I should say, different location. But there it is out in the Gulf, a clear look at that massive storm. It was pretty big and generated a few lightning strikes and it fell apart just in about a half hour, 45 minutes. Anna Marie webcam review showing calm conditions once again out over the waters for the most part. We had a few showers around this area this late morning, and then those moved on to the east, and now there are some showers into the central portion of the state. This is getting better. Gert has a well-defined eye now, winds up to 100 miles an hour. We'll talk more about the tropics in just a minute, but that's not going to have an impact in any land area as far as heavy winds go. You can see the rainfall. It's getting a little bit more coverage now, and that's a result of some moisture starting to come back into the play. We have a few showers still over Hardy County and a few light rain showers in the southeast Manatee, but those are dying down right now. And some heavier rain earlier near Port Charlotte, stretching down to western Charlotte County, did bring about 2.5 inches of rain in some isolated areas there. Currently, we have some high clouds and 88 at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport, and the dew point temperature is up there, 74. We have a west-southwest wind, and the high was 1 degree above average. The low was warm, too, at 78. And just 0.02 of an inch of rainfall this morning with a few showers that moved on through parts of the Sun Coast. Well, there it is, 100-mile-an-hour wind. Now, this is the strongest hurricane of the season. There have been 2 thus far. And it's moving to the northeast. Look how fast, at 31 miles an hour. So if you were in the path of this storm, you would be dealing just with 100-mile-an-hour winds. You'd also have to add the 31-mile-an-hour movement on top of that as it makes its way off to the northeast. For shipping interest, a big deal. For land, not a problem. In terms of the winds, they're all offshore and staying away from land. Well, that one's gone for the most part. No worries with that. But we have 3 lined up in the Atlantic, and one of these 3, I would say for certain, is going to develop into a named storm. They all kind of set up a block, so to speak, and so this is all extremely moist atmosphere right here, and warm water too. This one has a 50% chance, this one has a 50% chance, and this one's starting to pop up too, 40 in the next 5 days. Again, disturbance 1, 50% chance, and there's the forecast path and track. Most of the models suggest a westerly course due to a high pressure to the north. So it looks like right now anyway, we don't have to worry too much about 1. 2, maybe a different story. It's starting to show a little rotation, circulation with it, and it has a 50% chance development. And look at the forecast path and track. They're all pretty much together right now as far as the models are concerned, but you have to realize that there's no centralized area of low pressure yet. So this may bump around a little bit over the next 4 or 5 days, but that is not a good path in the future, in the long run. So we'll watch that one very closely. And then the one behind it, too, has a long way to go. So tonight, a few isolated evening showers are possible. Otherwise, not much. Tomorrow, we'll see some showers developing with the sea breeze as it moves in, and then they'll be moving in all different directions depending upon when they bounce and bump into these outflow boundaries from showers that are developing inland. Saturday, a little drier air will move in, and it looks like things will shut down a little bit again. Light chop out there in the bays and inland waters, seas running 2 feet or less. And look at that water temperature, 92 degrees. Again, that's about as hot as it gets, and 90 for the area beaches. Tides upcoming, 10:49 for the next high tide, and another high tide tomorrow at 8:30. Sunset at 8:07 tonight. A few evening storms are possible. Most areas staying dry, warm and muggy, 78 for your low. Tomorrow, they'll be back. Scattered showers and storms, hit or miss, and a high of 91. And the extended forecast is calling for a good chance for rain on Friday, and then it tapers off a little bit on Saturday. Sunday, it comes back, and we'll be watching the tropics closely next week. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. Now for your first alert traffic for the drive home. Earlier, there was a vehicle fire on I-75 that was in the northbound lanes at the State Road 70 exit in Manatee County. It's tying up traffic on I-75 now for several miles. The Japanese company responsible for a huge airbag recall is getting a big break from lawsuits. A Delaware bankruptcy judge is temporarily halting the prosecution of lawsuits filed by Hawaii, New Mexico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands against Takata. The judge ordered the 90-day stay after Takata asked for more time to work on a reorganization plan. The judge also granted Takata's request to temporarily halt individual lawsuits against automobile manufacturers who installed these faulty airbags. Takata was forced into bankruptcy amid lawsuits, multi-million-dollar fines, and crushing airbag recall costs.
The Atlanta Falcons' new Mercedes-Benz Stadium will open this season, but ESPN reporting its Chick-fil-A restaurant will not be on game days. The chain, known for its chicken sandwiches, is closed on Sundays, and only one of the Falcons' 8 home games is not on a Sunday. There are other food concessionaires in the stadium, obviously, and one plans to sell a closed on Sundays chicken sandwich.
Competing.
Yep.
That, I guess because, I don't know, are they going to have other events in there? I'm trying to figure out.
Well, there are some college games
There's
scheduled
gonna be college games,
and
that's
other,
right.
other events. But,
bowl games.
But you're not going to get big crowds like you do on NFL Sundays.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But the name of that stadium, Mercedes-Benz, that's a pretty awesome sponsor to get for your stadium.
Entertainment news is next.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKX Sport Utility for $349 per month, or Lincoln's flagship, the 2017 Continental, for $449 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Join the fun at the Weddings of Sarasota 17th Annual Wedding Show at the iconic Sarasota Municipal Auditorium on US 41. Sunday, August 27th from noon to 4. Enjoy food, fun, and entertainment with a runway show on stage at 3 p.m. $2,000 in Weddings of Sarasota dollars given out after the runway show. You must be present to win. Pre-register at weddingsofsarasota.com. Brides and grooms are free if registered by midnight on August 25th. Weddings of Sarasota. Register today.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
The families of the 22 people killed in the May attack outside an Ariana Grande concert in Manchester, England, will soon be getting checks.
Each family will receive $324,000 from the We Love Manchester Emergency Fund. The fund was created in the aftermath of the attack and has raised more than $23 million through donations and a benefit concert. Grande hosted the All-Star Show just weeks after the attack. In June, Grande was named the first honorary citizen of Manchester.
Josh Hartnett is a dad again. The 39-year-old actor and Tamsin Egerton have reportedly welcomed their second child together. The couple was spotted in London on Monday pushing a double stroller while shopping, but the actors have yet to publicly confirm the birth of their second baby. Hartnett and Egerton have been together since 2012, and they welcomed a daughter in 2015.
Kind of forgot about him from all the teeny bopper movies. Well, exciting news for Hunger Game fans. The odds can now be in your favor. Lionsgate Entertainment Company is announcing that you will soon be able to totally immerse yourself in a Hunger Games land at the new theme park in South Korea. The Lionsgate movie world will be dedicated to its famous films and will include a world dedicated to the Hunger Games franchise.
Daniel Craig is coming back, the actor confirming he'll once again play James Bond. During an appearance on the CBS Late Show, Craig said he just needed a break before another spin as 007. Remember, he said after the last movie that he would never do another one. Well, this will be Craig's 5th time as Bond. He made his debut in Casino Royale back in 2006. No word yet on the title of the upcoming film, which would be the 25th Bond movie. This makes me very happy because I love him in this role.
A lot of excited Bond people out there, including my husband, I'm sure.
That's right.
We'll be right back.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Get the hottest deals of the year during the summer clearance event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come shop the Suncoast's largest selection of Ram trucks. Get maximum cargo space and more comfort with a new Ram Quad Cab for as low as $24,999. Or spread out in your spacious new Ram Crew Cab and save up to $10,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.